Hello, this is Nathan, better known as CrazyhermitDM, and this is my podcast, The Hermit's Homebrew. Joining me today is Brent from Lang Mini Studio, and Chase, who is better known as Kelk, as we talk about Dungeons & Dragons and tabletop gaming. So I do have one question. Mm-hmm. It's a little absurd out of this very absurd story. And not making fun of this player whatsoever.
No, of course, no.
And I'm not making fun of this player. I want to clarify that for the audience that's listening right now. I'm not making fun of them. I'm trying to prove that this is a teaching moment of like how far we've come in 16 years, what is not acceptable now, and what was obviously acceptable. It was laughed at 16 years ago. I wouldn't be laughing at it now because I've grown as a person. But if every player at the table turned in something like this to you as a game master,
oh no,
what kind of campaign do you think that would end up being?
Not a campaign.
I'd
hand every one of them back to him with notes. I'd be like, you got to change this.
A big red marker. F.
Yeah, that's when you just kind of like you turn into your teacher mode and you kind of compile them all together. You're like, I'm gonna be back in a minute. You go find one of your functioning red pens and then sit down and go, okay, let's talk.
and we're taking every single one of you to school.
Yeah, it's like, all right, you know you're level 1, right? Okay, just to be fair.
There's only so much chaos really that a DM can handle, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like if there's no direction.
Brent's pulled that in the previous campaign before you came along.
I'm just saying, if there's no direction and it's just chaos for chaos sake, like nobody really has fun because there's nothing to accomplish other than that's the danger that I had with Toy Bar, for instance, is I always wanted to make sure that I was staying on track. I was going to do goofy things, but I wasn't just going to be like, let's do this. I have a monkey's paw. Let's go wish for something crazy, you know?
And also I think Toy Bar had a really good environment to do that because there were so many characters involved in that were not chaotic. You know, that they were.
It was a wonderful odd couple of Felix and Oscar. You had
the
Merrick and the Toy Bar that was able to complement each other because they were, you know, two ends of the spectrum of seriousness and comical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. But imagine if the whole party was just Toy Bars.
Oh.
Right. Just different versions of Toy Bar, except they don't care about the goal.
Yeah, too much of a good thing.
Right? They're all just doing whatever. Everywhere. And there's no focus. And if as a DM, if you can't corral, if you have players that are refusing to be corralled into, hey, there's this life-altering or world-changing event happening. F it.
I think...
Okay, well, how about you want to go stop this hag from eating your mom? Whatever. I'm going to go hang out with this person. Like,
in the Kilt campaign before you came along, I think that was part of the frustration that my ex, when she played in that campaign, had, because you had Xingshi, who wasn't, all overpowered villain at that point. It was, Nick playing Xingshi.
Still overpowered.
Yeah. The Star Tongue.
Player.
Oh my God.
The player Xingshi was overpowered, even at like level 13. It was just like this guy.
But you also had Flint, played by the character as well of my brother and my sister at the time, who was playing a Kobold assassin. And then you had my ex playing, her big ex-Valkyrie cleric barbarian type thing, and who's trying to play a serious character. And then you had those three.
Nick plays his characters very well.
He does.
He plays the same character pretty much every time, but he plays it very well.
Yes. He plays it. It's like he always plays ice cream, but there's so many different flavors of ice cream.
Okay, with you saying that, Chase, I was like, Nick plays the same character. So now I'm trying to picture.
Will Smith always plays Will Smith, right?
Well, I'm trying to picture. I'm trying to picture him playing Han, Glimmerzooks, and playing Xingshi as the same person.
There was just less violence involved.
Yeah.
That's all it was. That's literally it.
Xingshi was just about as of a sexual deviant as Han when he played it.
Oh my.
Yeah. Except Six
Not
was a
saying
lot
Han has
more.
done anything wrong in the campaign that he showed up in to
But
get the term sexual deviant.
But
Whoa.
the muscle mommy was pretty sexual.
Well,
Well, it wasn't very, but it was sexual deviant.
So
For anyone that
Raptor had her arm ripped off.
yeah,
by
that
Zeke.
I
Just
don't
'cause she
see.
didn't answer a question.
I don't see
So he
Han
took-
Glimmerzooks doing that.
He took your. Remember in our at the earlier in our campaign, you were concerned because he slammed the dude, or he broke his arm or something. The senator.
Oh yeah.
You were like, oh,
yeah.
maybe I was a little too over the power. No, Zixie's was ripping people's arms off. But if you were in conversation with him, it was literally like talking to Han.
Oh, okay, interesting.
He was generally a happy dude. He was generally happy, having a good time drinking, but he was just very strong-willed. And Nick plays. It was the same. Like if you think about the way he played Colfax.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Colfax was the same way. Like generally a happy dude because Nick likes to be a happy guy. That's who he is.
Yeah,
just a
I think
guy.
in my opinion, Colfax was one step back from like Xingshi-ish, but
yeah, he's a
he
little
was.
toned down.
And that's where I took Xingshi in the campaign as an NPC. Is like you had Nick, and then you had Xingshi, and it was that extreme. I'm like, and I just felt the character kept progressing in that way to the point he'd do whatever he needed to do, what he needed to do for his goals.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he almost became a caricature of himself once he started getting those artifacts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. But Han, he just switched roles instead of like, oh, you're not getting this because I'm going to hit you in the face. You know, he just switched it to, you're not getting this.
Because I'm a greased up pig and you're the... Yeah. Okay.
You're the new flavor and, it was wild. But he plays the characters generally very well.
Yeah.
But after you played with Nick for a little while, you have an understanding of pretty much what he's going to do. or how it's going to go for you. Surprised me though when Colfax punched Toy Bar. That did surprise me. It threw me off with that one.
I think he was born to play the character of Han Glimmerzooks.
He played it
because
really
he fell
good.
into that role so perfectly, so seamlessly, and so easily. That was like
he's a fantastic role player.
He'd be an amazing if he played a Flint type character. It just
Oh, that'd be yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Nick playing a bard because that's basically how Nick is in real life. He is a bard.
He would have a good time all the time. It would be wild. There would be stories coming out of that campaign, though. To be fair.
Oh yeah, and I'd have Dojone 5e up with those carousing events up constantly of like, all right, roll a d10. This is what randomly happens when you get drunk.
Yes.
You already did. Is that what you did to me? When I was Rumlock and I woke up next to the dwarf.
Yep.
That purple worm. My dwarf slayer woke up next to a black latexed out dwarf. I just got walked away.
Apparently, well, not many people realize. I don't think even was it Brent wasn't there for it, but the purple worm has magically made its way into multiple campaigns because it made it into Brent's first campaign, as well as a strip joint and a random play.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah,
with a Danny DeVito dwarf stripper dancing for I guess it would have been Tove's character at the Yvette. She played a high elf Yvette.
Yeah.
At the time instead of Tove. And yeah, just
becoming an elf song.
The Elf Song Tavern, yeah. Absolutely. Okay, so note to self: Purple Worm Tavern, Svartalheim branch.
Yes, there's multiple things that pop up in multiple campaigns that I like to just bring up for my own enjoyment.
The wild ramps moving in on their territory.
Okay, new campaign idea. Gang fight, wild ram, purple worm. Go.
War of
Dance
the
off.
brothels.
Yeah.
War of the interplanetary brothels. Interplanar.
Oh my.
And if it was run by like the same person that was in that first campaign, you have a Danny DeVito dwarf stripper versus
Brothels
Morgan,
walkers instead of
like
walkers.
Morgan,
Madame.
the fairy.
Yeah, Madame Morgan the fairy.
Oh, she would be crazy.
Yeah.
Because I started off sending her items.
Oh yeah, you did a lot of the unused magic items and stuff. Yeah, that's right.
I'd probably send her some more stuff later too, especially
But
once I was
like,
hanging out with Odin.
yeah, it would be crazy. But like, getting back to like a little bit of the backstory thing as well. It's a good segue because I do have a question here. I feel as a game master, if that was handed to me today, because it was handed to me like my first year or two of playing, so I did not know how to handle it whatsoever. I wasn't able to use it because I didn't know how to whatsoever. I would tell the player now that if they handed it to me, it's like I can't use any of this. The tone of my campaign does not match anything in the story. I cannot match your over the top power fantasy erotics that you've set up for yourself. Everything's going to be down slope for you because you've completed all these major Hercules and your, I think it's 12 labors or 7
Yeah,
labors.
oh yeah, the labors of Hercules.
12.
Yeah.
The 12 labors, yeah. I'd have just made him tweak things.
Yeah.
Personally. I would have just been like, okay, you can kill that dragon, but that dragon's already basically dead. Right. It was on its last legs. You were running out of time, and you decided that you were going to kill this dragon that somebody else messed up. Knowing that it wasn't you that did all the work, but you're going to take credit for it, I'm cool with that.
As a game master, that's what I'd do, and I'd run it by the player first, and like you said, you tell them it's like this is what happened. But if they in character still doubled down of I defeated this dragon, this slayer, and all this sort of stuff, I'd make it to where an NPC comes along while they're telling the story that knows what actually happened. They're like, the only reason why you did this is because of this and this.
Yeah, like, okay, first of all, it wasn't a green dragon. It was a green drake. They don't have wings. And second of all, you killed it after it fell down the mountain and chromed off 3 boulders on the way down with a broken leg. So, yeah, what really happened?
Like I said, or just make him the king archetype from One Piece, where King just always happened to be around when Saitama defeated.
Oh, in One Punch Man.
So he just One Punch. Sorry. So he just got all the credit for it every time.
Yeah, I actually kind of like the King character in One Punch Man because he is just so like, hey, let's just go hang out. Let's just play video games. Let's just do whatever. And then all this crazy junk happens around him, and he just happens to be like, oh my gosh, it's you. You did this. Like, no, I didn't.
Yeah, everyone thinks that he killed everything, but it was really Saitama.
But it was really Saitama, yeah.
So you could just be like, this guy did that, right? You could twist this story into this guy claims all this, but the real guy who killed all these people was in the shadows, hitting with invisible weapons. So.
I even did that after, when Brent kind of went on hiatus for that first campaign and then came back.
What was that?
There was a backstory where a person basically alluded that they were the product of SA. And that really bothered me. Because that's one of my big red flags.
Yeah.
Is SA in any form. And it pissed them off because I changed their backstory. And I will admit, I did it without running it by them saying, hey, this is not cool. Yep. I turned it to where this is the story you were told. They did love each other. They was consenting. They told you this for you didn't go running after your father because he was playing an orc barbarian or a half-orc barbarian.
And to be fair, back in like 2nd edition and 3rd edition, a lot of half-orc characters, that kind of was the
product
backstory.
Of SA, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the extended backstory. So,
I really do think is the backstory usable as is? No.
As is, no.
No, it's got notes.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of notes.
Is it stupid? Also, no. I will say there's a lot of cool things that happen into it, but it's not stupid. I'm not making fun of the player. Would I use it as a perfect at now that I've been DMing and GMing for 16 years? Would I use it as the perfect teaching example of this is not what's going to fly at my table? Yes, absolutely.
Because like honestly, if you think about this guy's backstory and the movie Princess Bride, I mean, the character of Wesley goes through a lot of stuff, you know, to where he was a stable hand and became a servant, was kidnapped by pirates, became the cabin boy, then became Dread Pirate Roberts, and then he goes and he saves the princess, and now they're gonna, you know, so
if we had started out the campaign and we were starting off level 3 and somebody started off with the Wesley story and I'm the Dread Pirate Roberts, so it's level 3, I'm like, that's okay. We're level 3, you're a pirate.
I wouldn't say Dread Pirate Roberts level. Because
they do explain later in the story. It's like he's not the one that's done all the deeds.
Well,
that
is true. Yeah,
it's been handed to him.
There's been a dozen people that have had the title the Dread Pirate Roberts.
It's just no one knows this.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So it would still,
I mean,
to me, be acceptable as a level.
It happens in stories a lot, right? Even if you look at long-running animes, like I just looked up One Piece. Like 3.5 years from episode 1 to the current episode.
And still season 1.
It's still season 1, that's right.
We're in campaign 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. But it does happen if you think about when we start talking about stories. There has to be power creep, right?
Yeah.
In these types of stories where we're overcoming
especially
greater odds. Yeah, well, your characters are leveling up. You need to overcome greater odds. You got to fight more powerful things, solve more difficult puzzles. You have to kind of move through those crazy arcs quickly. Like if you think about our story from our last campaign, it really only took place in a matter of like 2 months.
Really, yeah.
We went from level like 1 to 20 in 2 months.
That's been a little bit of a thing that with my campaigns, if I've run them and I try and like extend the downtime or whatever, because my last 4E campaign, they achieved like the final level. I think that we actually got to level 30 or it would be 20 in 5E. And this person became a monk of like I think it was Diamond Soul where they stop aging and all this stuff.
Yep.
This person was playing a 17-year-old. Imagine always being stuck in your 17-year-old body because you stopped aging and your diamond body and all this sort of stuff. And then it was brought up, like, this would be a no one, other than maybe if you were like a high school football player, no one I don't think really wants to be stuck in their 17-year-old body.
The peaked in high school.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. No.
But what happens, right, when we talk about, oh, he went and saw these lands, he defeated the Green Dragon, stole some blueprints, you know,
earned the tens of thousands of gold needed for your own ship
in a few months. Like, sure, you could say that it happens, because when I look at some of these animes, because I watch a lot of anime
is a terrible thing to compare stuff to.
I'm just saying, the timelines are very short in these stories because they have to pack in a lot of power creep in short times.
In a 5E setting, I would say it's a little bit more breathable, even more so in a 4E. But if you're playing like an OSR title, like Shadow Dark, no. Because you start off literally as a nobody.
And Baldur's Gate, I will say, our last campaign, the Descent to Avernus didn't lend itself, just for the story's timeline's sake, to having long drawn out timelines, right? We had to hit those level marks in that like short 2-3 week time period to go fight these bosses, to go do these things.
And then save the city.
Yeah, there were literal lives were at stake if we slowed down. Yeah.
Correct, yeah. So that's a harder campaign, I would say. But then the way you can kind of look at it is that there's no, like, you're not just like leveling up. Like, you got to kind of look at it in your D&D brain as you've just learned some new stuff over the next course of whatever. Oh, I learned a new spells.
Yeah.
Or, your health pool is irrelevant. Health pool is just because we're doing stronger things. It's not a real stat. And
yeah, it's a very
know what I mean?
arbitrary or abstract thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in reality, you just have to look at it as, over the course of this little period of time, my character has gotten a little stronger, right? Because maybe I got a new feat and I took strength +2. So I got stronger through these, 2 months or 2 weeks of campaigning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's say I'm a battle master fighter. I've learned how to do sweep attack more proficiently now. Now I actually have it as a maneuver, or if you're a ranger, you learn how to do whatever rangers do. Nobody plays them, so
whatever
you don't
rangers
really
do.
Yeah, so you can look at it that way. Your cleric, you could just have divine intervention. Your gods bestowing you more of their holy power so you can cast cooler shit.
Yeah.
So.
This episode's been brought to you by... So every GM here starts small when building a campaign, right? A tavern, a village, a few NPCs. But what if your players want something more, without you feeling overwhelmed? That's where Centurion 3D Studios steps in. Their new miniature village set lets you start small, but it's over 30 build-out options. Infinite ways to grow your world. Centurion 3D Studios is for the GMs that want to start small, but go big for their players. Alright, fellow hermits, Heimdall has just dropped their new dice line, and they come in a unique LED display box that makes them look like they're pulled straight out of a mythical ancient Viking vault. And the dice themselves, they're runic. Full Thark-inspired font on the faces, but the wild part is they've got this iridescent finish that literally changes when the light hits them. It's like your dice are actually filled with magic. If you want to show off the dice in a totally new way, grab one of these 5 sets, if not all of them. There's something out of the 9 realms themselves. And the other thing, I'd have to say to anyone that's listening, still even at this point, is good backstories. I don't feel prove how cool you are, because I think this person was trying to just prove to these a little bit older kids, because I was 7 to 8 years older than this person, that he was cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, backstories are there just to answer a few questions. Which I think in D&D 5e or Tales of the Valiant or whatever, to where you have your legacies and your backgrounds and your all of that. It's who are you and why are you here? That's it.
Yeah.
What who and what are you? Oh, I'm a dragonborn fighter. Awesome. How did you get to be a fighter? Oh, well, I was a folk hero in my town. They needed guards to help fight off a bunch of rampaging rabid boars. So I helped fight that. So I learned how to use a spear. Okay, cool. Why are you an adventurer? Oh, well, my name got out and I was given a bounty to go hunt down a bigger monster, and I got more fame from that, and I like the money that came with it. Okay, boom, done. Let's play. Yeah.
And
done.
It's perfect.
Vicky might disagree back in the day, but I think the biggest thing, the biggest favor you can do to your dungeon master or game master is not write a backstory and tell them, have fun.
Yeah.
I can disagree a little bit on that one.
Well, if you have the trust of, if you
give them a little bit to work with.
Yeah, give them some seeds to work with.
Yes.
Give them a couple of things.
Well, I'm saying in Vicky's point, her standpoint, she had never played before. She does not know the fantasy genre. She did not write a backstory for me at all.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she did feel like she had main character syndrome, even though she did feel a little bit overwhelmed at times, I tried to give her a very epic story to reward her for giving me such creative freedom.
And yes, I can agree with that, but what I'm talking to, I guess, is the players that want to be involved in the story, that want their character to make a difference and stuff. You can't just say, "Hey DM, I want to be the main character." Oh, okay. Tell me something about you. Nah.
No.
How am I supposed to work with that? But it's like that old adage, you get what you give. give some seed money, give them a little bit of things to start with,
Yeah.
and then let it grow. Off of that.
In my experience, if somebody just tells me what their character's name is, where they're from, let's take my character right now that I'm playing and that I've given to Brent.
Okay, Ephraim.
Ephraim.
Okay.
I've given him my character.
Mhm.
I've given him the guild that I came from.
Mhm.
Why I'm here on this campaign, because I've been sent here by my guild.
He's on a mission from God.
I've given him a plot hook saying that, hey,
Me too.
knowing in this previous campaign, there's a big aberration threat. I'm here investigating to see if there's another one.
Mm-hmm.
No, and I also metagamed a little bit, knowing that another character has a very powerful warlock patron, and I kind of alluded to that without naming names.
Mm-hmm.
So that set him up for a plot hook to use that for the patron, or he could go in a completely different, storyline and use it for his own things and what I thought he might want to use it. But don't get upset at the same time if you've left it open-ended and they don't use it for what you thought they would use it for. Because I've had that happen. And it gets frustrating as a storyteller and a game master when you're really driving out a story and just because it's not what you were fully expecting the first time, but it's still just as good.
There's arguments to be made from all. What I say is the three different schools of thought when it comes to backstories. One is don't do a backstory at all. This can be extremely effective when you're playing one-shots or very, very short campaigns, or if you're just showing up at a con and someone's saying, hey, you're playing this character, cool. But that's also to where you make very quote-unquote stereotypical characters. You have the elven ranger, you've got the dwarven fighter, you've got
took that. It's like the elven archer.
Yeah, the second school of
you
thought,
know it's going to be good, right?
Yeah, exactly, because you know how they work. Second school of thought is five bullet points and go. This could be really good if you're new to the game or if you're trying a new system or something like that. You're and you have that good trust between you and your DM. Then the third school of thought is, hey DM, here's my Gutenberg Bible of my character's backstory at level 3. I need you to read this by Saturday for session 1.
Sorry, every time I hear that, all I think of is the old 80s actor Steve Gutenberg. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's Steve Gutenberg got to do with this?
Yeah, exactly. Like, wait, what? So there's... And the big, huge, thick backstory can be really good if it's a more of a role-play centric setting, more of a role-play focused party, things like that. And if you're okay giving that backstory out in small snippets. Don't expect people to know the encyclopedic, lore of your character within the first 2 sessions because it ain't going to happen.
Right.
The other thing is like if you're gonna write a novel like this person did, more than likely back then and even now, there's a good chance you could die, especially at low levels.
Yeah.
You've just written a novel for a dead person.
Yeah, like, okay, well, cool, you killed a green giant level 1, but that kobold just stabbed you in the back and you're dead now. Make a new character.
Yeah, let's say you start in the mines
right.
of was it the mines of Feldelver or
Fendelver, yeah.
Yeah. That goblin thing, that goblin fight on the road, a goblin could crit you and you're just down.
And you're done. Yeah.
Oh, you went about this way with all this ship, you just killed this dragon, you're the head hunter of your village. This goblin just sniped you.
Yeah. Well, you just got dysentery and died because you died from a disease. So, sorry.
Oh, we're playing the Oregon Trailer.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so yeah, it's a little bit of that understanding too of where are you starting at. To where if you're starting at level 10, maybe you can make a more epic backstory for why your character's now level 10. If you're level 5, maybe tone it down a little bit. Level 1, you're lucky you know what part of the sword goes into the bad guy.
I think 5e, the DM, or I think it's in the player's guide or the DM's guide, they they do out the tiers of like 1 through 4. You're
Oh,
just
the
a
4
budding
tiers of play.
adventurer.
Yeah.
5 to 10, you're kind of the hero of the area or the hero of the realm, even.
Yeah.
I think like 11 to 15, like you're the hero of like, if it was the real world, you're the hero of your continent, or
Yeah.
you're that, and then beyond that, you're a demigod.
Yeah, you're a hero of the plane, of like that plane of existence where other planes know of you. Yeah.
And I think even you, Chase, when you're running your side game, I think if I didn't, I apologize, but I have like 6 questions on like my little notepad app on my phone that I've handed to people when I've DM'd. And the 2 big ones that I tell people, because I've run into this multiple times, and I think they're very strong questions, even though they don't appear to be, is what are you doing, or what were you doing before you were adventuring? What was your day job? And number 2, what is one secret about your character no one else knows?
Ah.
Yeah.
No, those are good. Yeah.
They don't seem like they're big questions, but they really, really add a lot of agency. Because let's say you're a baker. That, to me, shows that you're a hard worker. You can wake up early in the morning repetitively, and you have that determination as a character. And people, as an NPC, might be able to recognize that. Because being a baker, I've dated a baker. I've been, at once upon a time, I was married to one before,
Life.
Yeah, life. It's not easy waking up at 4 in the morning, and I'm doing that right now, being a first responder.
Yeah. Oh. My sleep schedule is so thrown off now because I work the night shift, and I have for the past like 8 or 9 years. And then when your wife, who works for the public school system, is now on their winter break, and now they're home, and you want to be up so that you can be with them. So it's like my sleep schedule doesn't exist right now.
One more question, at least, for sure. If we kind of strip this down to its 3 acts, what out of the 10 pages that I just read you was your favorite part?
The dragon part was honestly the most well written. It seemed because he even took time afterwards to take trinkets from the dragon.
Yeah.
Which I thought was a cool touch.
Yeah, it took.
I was surprised at how little he took. Like,
well,
he got an earring.
He got an earring. He got
tattoo,
an earring, an eyebrow piercing,
and a tattoo to
and
cover
like
up
an
a
eye
scar.
patch as well.
An eye
or something
patch?
to cover.
It was something to cover up a scar. It was a tattoo,
Yeah.
I thought.
A tattoo, or like he made himself like a scale eye patch or something.
Oh, okay.
I was surprised that I was expecting something to become of those. Like, they were going to end up giving him some kind of properties. Like, it's green dragon red. I'm resistant to poison damage now or something.
We had that in an old campaign where somebody had a
Chase,
white.
He's level 1. Whoa.
Well, we had that in a 4th edition campaign.
I'd allow it. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Eventually.
We had this in a 4th edition campaign. I think I mentioned this to you, Brent, of like somebody had a white dragon scale sack. And basically it kept everything kind of refrigerated inside.
It's called, as a portable refrigerator.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like interesting ways of utilizing the things that you find.
Yeah.
Right? It's the whole reason I made Apu, is because I felt like I was just collecting a whole bunch of goofiness. That I needed to do something with all these cool things that I collected before the end of the campaign. So I thought that was going to do something like that. Like, these things were going to give him something. Then becoming like this great hunter, like, that makes sense to me. You know, if you've defeated a dragon, like, they're going to be like, oh, regardless if it was a fluke, he got lucky.
Yeah,
whatever.
You still did it. Yeah.
It happened, and they all saw you standing over its body before. He didn't even kill it, though, at the end. Didn't it, like, run off into a building and, like, that was it? Then he killed it afterwards.
He was stabbing it in air like multiple times in different parts of the most vulnerable parts of its body, and then it crashed.
Yeah.
And then that's what killed it, was the
whatever
crash.
Vulnerable parts an adult dragon has,
which is its tongue, by the way.
Yeah. The only unarmored part of its body.
There's a what is it? The Magic the Gathering card talks, if you get Hill Giant, I believe it is. It talks about the bad thing. The great thing about going up against Hill Giants is they have huge blind spots that you can take advantage of. The bad thing is that that's underneath their feet.
Oh yeah,
So it's
oh my.
something weird like that.
No, that's exactly because I think it's
Nah.
called
Some of the flavor text on some of those.
yeah, some of the flavor text
They're so
is
good.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, they were so good. So I thought that was cool. I could see all of it was acceptable up until he just like ran off to become a pirate to kill people.
Yeah, that's when it kind of went off the
Like
rails.
that was just weird to me.
Yeah.
All I could have done is just twisted like it was an adult dragon that was grievously wounded, or maybe even has some kind of necrotic poison in it. I know they're resistant to poison, but
like
you
it
can
ran
figure
into
something out.
it ran into a black dragon beforehand, and it was suffering from the poison from the black dragon.
Sure.
And
and it was getting ready to die.
Yeah, it was on its last legs, and yeah.
Like I can come up with something as a DM, right? Yeah. We all can do it.
Yeah, it's not like the backstory is unusable.
The only thing about dragons is you just cannot use they're old and enfeebled because they don't die of old age.
Yeah, they
just
older
become ancient.
Yeah, the older they get, the more powerful they are. Yeah, so
they just become ancient, and then that's even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
At least he didn't say ancient green dragon.
True.
Would you have accepted if he said green dragon whelp?
Like a wormling? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
that's
I'd even accept it if he said that, and then he goes, I collected its scales and I went back to my village and lied and said I killed an adult dragon. Totally
done.
You just set me up for a major plot hook of you're living on this big lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a lot more
that.
Yeah, that's a lot more spice. A lot more flavor to the backstory, yeah.
Then it would make sense so I only got like eye piercing and the earring.
Because you only use the biggest teeth, because if it's a baby, the biggest teeth are gonna be, the canines or the eye teeth.
Sure.
And that's the only thing that you could use because that was the only thing that was big enough.
Otherwise, those adult dragons have teeth as big as you are.
Yeah, like you have literal knives.
I'll take the earring. That's all, thank you.
I remember back in the day when I was first DMing, I upset a group because they did kill a dragon. They wanted to go, we harvest every part of it. I'm like, you're there for a week.
Oh, yeah. Like a huge dragon like
and
that?
And they're like, no, we do it within a day. I'm like, no,
you don't. No. If you're taking a day, you're leaving a lot behind. Yeah. Ish.
But yeah, we're also in our late teens, 20s, and they just didn't have a concept of you just killed this giant flying siege weapon.
Yeah, it's the size of like it's bigger than most houses at that point.
I didn't even fully realize the size of them until at the time I was kind of like getting my ex at the time. We were together and I was kind of showing her the different stuff about 5e, and we're looking at the measurements of stuff, and I actually had like a big old surveying like long strip, like 30-foot long, measuring tape. And we lived in a big old loft apartment. So I was able to like hold this, and I went upstairs and all this. I'm like, here's 15 feet. This is, I think, a hill giant. I'm like, and then she like looked up, she's like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The difference between medium, large, and huge. Yeah, absolutely.
I think Game of Thrones did giants at a good size.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the frost giants when he went to saw the wildlings or whatever. Yeah, I thought those were pretty good. Yeah,
those were good sized giants in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
They did Dragonfire the right way too. That stuff sticks to you. You are
it's like fantasy napalm. Yeah.
Oh sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
What was your favorite part of the backstory if you had to choose?
If I can't use Chase's answer,
I mean, you could.
The D&D answer is dragon.
Yeah, the D&D answer is dragon. I wasn't too like taking it by itself. The idea of being on a ship's crew, that I don't mind, because Poe's
character was a pirate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes, the idea of affording your own ship so easily, but just the idea of being on a ship, because you can go to a lot of different places, you can run into a lot of weird things that could explain a lot of skills, a lot of encounters. Because even like you said, Chase, you brought the idea of, Jack Sparrow fighting the Marines. That's how Marines started, was that they were soldiers that were on a ship, and their whole job was to do the fighting. So even if you're out going through the waters and you run to Shahagan, is that how you pronounce it? The fish people that use like spears and stuff.
Sahagins.
Yeah, Sahagins. They could jump out of the water onto the deck, and now you're in an essentially land-based fight, even though you're on the water. You could run into sea serpents. You could run into sea elves, which are a very underused elven subspecies. You could run into.
Because not a lot of campaigns happen on the water. I feel
No,
like a lot of the
and then
aquatic
underwater
life is not used.
Underwater combat's a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you
And
can,
it's challenging.
If you can wrap your head around it, yeah, absolutely. You could go to
everything but piercing is like halved.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I kind of like the idea of it's a naval background in D&D or a fantasy setting, unless the campaign is specifically designed around that, is not very well not utilized a lot, because
that was the only downside of Tove. Unfortunately, I was not able to utilize the pirate until the end.
Yeah,
you did it pretty well with her being able to pilot ships and skiffs and stuff like that.
Yeah, especially the astral ones that we got, the astral skiff that we got from the gods and stuff like that. Yeah.
Did she end up with that, or did Rama take that?
No, Merrick ended up giving it to Rama, because the ship belonged to Freyr, who was Rama's uncle. And so Merrick was like, this should stay in the family, and so he gave it to her. Kind of that whole like lineage thing.
I just had this idea of Tove running around through the branches of Yggdrasil with her, pirate arc.
Oh, that would be kind of, yeah.
Her like celestial pirate arc of the gods. We're just running through the branches, messing with people.
Yeah, there's like some people just sitting around, and all of a sudden
Ratatoskers on her crew hanging out.
Oh, that would happen. Like, hey, I gotta go up and talk to the eagle real quick. Can you give me a ride? And all of a sudden, whoop. Yeah, sure. But no, I wasn't adverse to the whole ship's crew thing. Maybe how they got to it, yeah. But that whole part, you can make that work in so many different ways.
Anyways, wrapping up, because in tabletop games, just like in life, the stories that matter most aren't the ones where you've already won or done incredible deeds, but the ones where the dice still have something to say.
I like that. Leave something, like, you're here to tell a story. I mean, leave some room for that story.
Hey, tabletop gamers. Thank you for watching this episode of the Hermit's Homebrew. We come out with new episodes every Wednesday. Remember to like, subscribe, and share with your friends as we continue to level up and grow.